across this nation, there's a large conservative Christian movement. Like it or not, some of these, some of it looks a little racist, and some could just be
Hilarious.
them being just ascribing to their faith and what they believe in, right? But
What
there is a
what's been
spectrum.
racist that you've seen on the conservative Christians?
As far as all right, a crime example that to me that spoke volumes for me personally, like after George Floyd, right, was murdered, right? You saw marches all across the world, right? Specifically, it was either in D.C. or Michigan, right? You saw the damn Church of Satan. Members of the Church of Satan were out there marching because they knew what happened to George Floyd was wrong. But when you look at a lot of the Bible Belt areas and stuff, there was people of color and other allies that were marching, but you didn't see a lot of the religious leadership in those areas come out and speak out against these things, right? So to me, you have certain camps of believers that ascribe to a faith that it says in the Bible, right? I recognize all the religions. I
Mm-hmm.
believe everyone. I really believe where you're born at kind of
Determined.
determines what you believe,
Yeah.
right? If you're born in the Middle East, you have a higher likelihood of being
A
a
Muslim.
Muslim or ascribing to Islam. If you're born in Japan, you have a higher likelihood of practicing Shintoism or
Yeah.
Buddhism,
Buddhism.
right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So everyone, I believe them as all paths to the mountaintop. But I believe that right now in our country that there is a threat of like white nationalism that's under the veil of
Christianity.
Christianity,
Okay.
and where it's kind of it's sad, but because it's like you have many people that ascribe to that faith and believe in Jesus, but for some of those same groups, they can't see the humanity in one another just because their skin color is different, even though they say they praise the same God.
Yeah.
It's often said the most divided time in our nation is on Sunday afternoon. Our
Very
most
true.
segregated time in our country is on Sunday afternoon. So
Yeah. You got Spanish service,
mm,
English service.
definitely,
Mm-hmm.
definitely. So,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not saying everyone that's white that's a Christian is a racist. No, that's
No.
not the case. It's always a mixed bag. It's never all of anything. But certain things are kind of we thought we kind of got past. Like we knew racism was always here, especially as African American in this country. Our lived experiences show us that usually on a daily basis. But I feel like with some of the past leadership has kind of emboldened people to be more forthcoming about how they really feel about other nationalities, other ethnicities, other colors,
Yeah.
and I think that's a bad thing because the America at one point in time, which still is a work in progress, as every day and
Yeah.
every day we're writing new history.
What about
But
freedom of speech in that regards?
people could express how they want to express, but I think it's something to the hate speech aspect, right?
Okay.
Like
When it becomes hate
when
speech.
it becomes hate speech, when
Okay.
you outwardly condemning people, like the one church, it was like the Westboro Church, where they're coming to veterans veterans funerals and saying that the person's burning in hell, right? Like this person fought for the freedoms that you guys are able to utilize, but yet you're coming to this family's funeral as they're laying a loved one to rest that served this country, and you're passing judgment on them. It makes me wonder if they really believe what they believe, because if you do ascribe to the Christian tradition and the Bible, it says that the Lord is the ultimate judge. So who are
Yeah.
we to be passing judgment? But
Yeah. Ye
you know,
without sin cast the first stone.
and they be throwing stones like they ain't got. We all sinners,
They're stoners.
and not in a positive way.
That part.
Not even a positive way, man.
That part.
But maybe I'll leave that alone.
No, go for
But
it.
nah,
Go
nah.
take us. You got it. Take us in your brain. Let's go.
No, I'm just
I
saying
wanna go
maybe
there.
if they
If they were stoners.
maybe if they tried some other things, they might be able to get a different perspective on
Gotcha.
life, and hopefully they land on that. Hey, we're all marching towards the exit.
Got
Like
you.
whatever you believe happens beyond the veil of death, that's on you. I hope that everyone makes it to wherever the hell they think they're going after they die.
Got you.
I'm here to live. This is the gift. Is life itself. And we don't have to live divided in hate. The world is self-sufficient, has supplied humanity billions of human lives that have dwelled on this planet. If not trillions, right? Because
Hmm.
this planet's been here for millions of years.
Yeah, I'll be here when we're gone.
Yeah. It was here before we got here, and it'll be here millennia after we're gone.
That part.
And it's self-sufficient. So it's like we don't have to live with what I normally would say, what we battle in this existence is the ills of man, the greed, the corruption, the
Yeah.
envy, the jealousy, like almost like the
The
seven
seven deadly
deadly
sins.
sins.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Is what we kind of battle here in this world because the water ain't racist. The wind is not oppressive. It's not trying to lynch you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like,
Like, get that black man. I
Yeah,
can
yeah.
smell the cocoa butter on him.
there you go. I was gonna leave these. Yeah, anyway, yeah. So you got it.
Yeah.
it. So
Yeah, and so Yanni was saying earlier that maybe if they were stoners, they'll be throwing less stones and
yeah.
and what you mentioned about the conservative Christians that are possibly racist, it made me think of something that happened in Texas during the flooding. I believe it was like a famous pastor who had like this
Osteen.
huge mansion.
Osteen.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking
That's what it
about.
made
And
me
he didn't
think
want
of.
to open his church
Yes.
until the pressure came where they were like, and
Go
this
ahead. Go ahead.
This is my own. This is Ipayni Lockhart speaking for myself. One thing that if I could remove from this world would be religion, because they all have blood on their hands. They all are guilty at some point in time during their practice of it or the start of their belief, where people were killing one another if they didn't ascribe to whatever they called their deity, right? So I feel like religion has been the cause of so much bloodshed and loss of humanity. And you still see it here today with conflicts that you see happening over in Africa right now. You know, some would say genocide. There's multiple genocides happening. One in the Congo, one with the Palestinians, right?
Hmm.
And Ukraine trying to defend itself, Russia trying to bring back the USSR. You know what I mean? Trying to. So there's a lot of conflicts that are happening, and a lot of them are rooted in religious beliefs, where one ascribes to this faith tradition, the other one describes to this faith tradition, and for those that don't ascribe, and you so strong in your beliefs, it's easy to dehumanize one another. And when you
Yeah.
get to that place, it's easy to kill one another. And the commonality is that, this is a gift of life, is a blessing for us all, regardless of who we pray to. So if I could remove religion, the concept of religion, like not spirituality, most tribal nations across the entire world, no matter the ethnicity or
Hmm.
have a belief in a higher power, right?
Hmm.
Right? So it's nothing wrong with spirituality, but when we ascribe to these things so tough that we're willing to destroy our fellow brothers and sisters, our fellow human being over a belief system, what we believing the unseen, right? Over a belief in the unseen, right? To me, it's crazy.
Yeah.
To me, So if I
Yeah.
could remove anything from the world, it'll be a few other things, but religion would be one of them because, in my opinion, I feel like it's caused the death of so many people, and it's still causing death to people to this very day as we're doing this interview.
Yeah. And I like to think, I'm not going against you, but just to tap onto that is like, I think that nothing, especially religion, is not perfect because man is behind it. And since man's not perfect, therefore nothing can be perfect behind man. And what I also, and I shout out to my homie, he says that, and I believe this is true, a lot of people will use religion as a front for what their real motives are.
Mm,
Right? So they might be wicked, but they're like, my homie would say they hide behind the cross.
yeah.
So they might be really, their intentions are evil and wicked, but they're like, I'm a Christian and this is what we should do as Christians. But it has nothing to do with the word.
No, totally.
You know what I'm saying? They're hiding behind religion as their sheep.
Totally.
You know what I mean?
I totally follow what you mean, and there's examples of that for all the different religions, belief systems, and faith traditions that are practiced, where you see countless, regardless of the religion, that those that get into the high leadership positions, not all of them, but a lot of times you find that there's all kind of other stuff that's happening, but they have
Hello.
that title of, oh, I'm such and such, and I'm the lead of this belief system. Yet when you look at the text they believe and the life that they're living, it's like,
Look a little different over
look,
here.
they don't seem to
Yeah.
be lining up.
Why
And
is this little boy in your bed?
and it, yeah. Word up, right? But that's real. That stuff be really happening like that in this world.